Jake's POV. Once everyone had rested, switching Suma out for watch duty with 14 after a while so she could rest too, we began travelling under the cover of darkness the next night. We grew enough fruits to last the day, and I was asked to store them in my bag so they did not need to risk using magic again. Crossing the island wasn't easy. We all had to stay low to the ground, which meant no flying. So, after summoning their familiars, we started walking. Well, I walked. Everyone else rode. Suma and Nine were both perched on my shoulder as I trapezed through the mud, bushes and thickets. My trousers had more holes than a net by noon, and more rips than Van Winkle in a graveyard. It took a while, but eventually we arrived at the village Lorik found. Hidden past a hill under the cover of night and foliage, they all started surveying. Small lights flickered in the village, which Nine said were small fires. "So, what do we do?" I asked. "We need to make contact. Lorik, you know the village's situation best. You will enter the village, claiming to be a survivor looking for food for his family. Gather as much information from the locals as you can," the captain said. "Sir, I recommend sending Jake as well," Lieutenant Datahu said to my surprise. "Why?" I wondered. "I can handle it alone," Lorik said. "He will act as another set of eyes, and no one will question a familiar, as long as you do not speak and do not wear your metal garments," she explained. "What about his normal—" Nine started to ask. I did not let him finish. "You can stop right there because I am not going naked." We were all whispering, but I whispered a little louder that time. "It will be fine. Some new may like to decorate their familiars for a variety of reasons," the captain said. "Yes, Captain," Lorik said. Suma and Nine flew down, and Lorik landed on my backpack. "We will wait here until sunrise and then move to the tree line. May the winds meet you," the captain said. With that, we went into town. As we got closer, the light helped me see better, since there was no moon out tonight. The village was a mess. Nothing like Suma's hometown. Actually, it was more like a worn-torn village from some bad Hollywood depiction in movies. And the smell was strong, like burnt charcoal and wood ash. There may not have been any smoke, but the smell itself was enough to make me choke, and water in my eyes just getting close. "Was it like this the last time you visited?" I whispered to Lorik. We were still far away from anyone, but to be safe, I kept my voice down. "No, it has gotten worse," he whispered back. "I wanted to take a look around, but now I think leaving you alone would be a bad idea." "Why?" "There are signs of an attack. If I leave you, they may mistake you for an invading familiar and kill you." "Yeah, let's stick together then," I said. Soon we heard singing in the distance. Turning a corner, there were a half-dozen Nume gathered around several small fires, all singing. "May your tree catch Hashem's eyes, my child," one of the voices said, standing over a body, and then cast a spell that caused roots to grow out of the ground and wrap around it. Where the body was, a small tree grew until it was around the same height as I was. "Jake, follow my lead, but remember not to talk," Lorik said, leaving my head and fluttering forward. He called out to the morning group. "Azdaha's blessings." Many of them looked startled, as their feathers puffed up, and some screamed. "Are you with the Southern Vikings? Have you come to slay what is left of us?" one of the elders asked angrily. "I mean you no harm. I heard the riot and offer my mana and my familiar's mana for their trees." He motioned for me to come closer, and there were some murmurs in their small group. "We have nothing to offer. Not any more." The elder who made the tree from the body said, "I am searching for someone, a Nume named Volundra. She might be with a younger Nume," Lorik said. "I'm sorry, we do not know any named Nume," the elder said. But when he did, I noticed one of the other Nume, younger looking in the crowd, looked away, towards one of the few remaining intact buildings. But they quickly looked back, refocusing on Lorik. "But if you are still willing to offer your mana, we would greatly appreciate it." "Of course." Lorik looked at me. "My familiar, put some mana into their death trees." I walked over and put a hand on the small trees, then flowed mana into them for a few seconds, then repeated this with each of the nearby trees. Not really sure how much to put in, I just did it until the leaves changed colour. Your familiar seems to be quite extraordinaire. To be able to imbue so many trees with a season's supply of mana each, the elder said, sounding nervous. Are you a magus of some kind? No, Lorik said. His voice was uneven, upset in some way. I was just blessed with a rather magically strong familiar. Regarding my request, he said, changing the topic back. Is there anyone in the village who might know where we could find someone capable of helping us locate our friend? The elder looked at me. His natural glitter dulled significantly. No, I'm sorry we could not be of any help. All we can give you is our thanks, he said, bowing and spreading his wings. Although, unlike what I've seen Nume do before when they bow, he pushed his wings straight backward rather than to the sides. I see. Then we shall take our leave. Be well, Lorik said, and fluttered up, landing once again on my backpack. Come, my familiar, let us go to the next town. With that, we walked away. Once we were far enough that I could talk again, I did. Lorik, did you notice that Nume and the crowd's reaction earlier, when the elder said they didn't know any named Nume? I did not. They looked over at that building. It was in pretty good shape, despite the rest of the town looking like it had been bombed. Bombed? Like ruined. He thought. Perhaps... Wait, shh. Someone is coming, Lorik said, suddenly whispering and looking behind us. Through the darkness I heard flapping, and saw the faint outline of a Nume flying up. It landed nearby and called out to us in a hushed tone. Stranger! Stranger! He loudly whispered. You said you were looking for a named Nume? Yes. Volundra, Lorik said. Our elder did not lie. We do not know this Nume, but we must know. Are you an enemy of the southern invaders? And if I am? Then you could not be an enemy of mine. Why did you come here, young one? Lorik asked. Yesterday our village rebelled. Those Vikings took everything we had. Food, daljas, even our mages, all to feed their war. What few of us were left fought back. You saw the result, the Nume said. Admirable, but why tell me this? Because we may have lost, but we did take something from them. We have 2 of their soldiers held in our old familiar's pen. They may know where your friend is. You did not answer my question. Why are you telling me this? What do you stand to gain? Lorik asked, more intensely. You're familiar. One of the trees he felled was my mother's. She was the one who captured one of those 2. We were just going to kill them, or ransom them back in trade for seeds and supplies. But you know that is pointless. Indeed. The SU would never trade supplies for men unless they were the ones getting the supplies. They would simply ignore you. Or, upon realizing you had their people held hostage, would send a force to kill everyone in the area. Frick, I thought. These southern guys really don't play around. Take them. Find your friend. At least that way my mother's sacrifice will not go to waste. Lorik nodded, and told the Nume we would be back by morning, with a few others to take the hostages. The Nume agreed to help us sneak in and out of the pen.